Hello, my loves. Welcome to this week's sound healing ceremony. I'm super grateful for you to be here. Whew. Yeah, so let's get into it. So I'm going to invite you to just start getting present. Start landing in this moment. Imagine that you can call yourself back from anywhere, past or present, where you might be lingering. Feeling yourself land here and now, fully and completely. Take a few breaths. Allow your body to move as you acclimate to being present in this physical body, in this here and now moment. Letting yourself land. And as you land here, I'll invite you to start bringing your awareness down, down to the bottoms of your feet or the base of your spine, to your seat. Feeling where you make contact with the ground below you, feeling where you make contact with the seat beneath you. Feeling supported. Noticing your edges. Noticing where you begin. And where the seat beneath you begins. And maybe allowing yourself to just sink in to that seat, to be held by gravity just a little bit more right now. Yeah. Yeah. And as you land here, I'll invite you to begin to feel your roots start to extend down into the earth, pushing through concrete, rock, and crystal to meet up with that nutritious soil, our Mother Earth. Yeah, feeling your roots here grow and expand, pushing deep, deep down through ancient caverns and waterways, all the way down to the center of this earth. And as your roots make contact with that central point of this planet, imagine as if our Earth Mother, Mama Gaia, Pachamama, is inviting you to root right in to that central place in the earth. That beautiful heart space. Feeling yourself just anchor there. And as you anchor there, notice all of the other beautiful souls who are also anchored in, connected in, landed, present right now, here on this earth. You are not alone. Through this Mama Gaia, we are all connected. Through our roots, we can intertwine, we can commingle. Yeah. So just breathing that in here, breathing in, that collectiveness, that connectivity. And as you breathe in here, I'll invite you to just imagine, allow yourself to breathe in that luscious earth energy, inviting in those codes, those ancient codes of earth medicine, up into your body, up through your root. Feeling those earth codes work on you. Feeling yourself reattuned to this planet that is your home. And as you breathe here, feeling that ancient, nutritious, luscious earth energy moving up, up, up into your root. Just allow it to keep rising up through your sacral and your solar plexus, spiraling up through your heart and your throat, spiraling up through your third eye, all the way to your crown. Where that earth energy can just reach up and connect in with the cosmos. Oh, yeah. Allowing yourself here to just feel filled up with that earth energy. And whenever you feel ready, feeling your crown open here, feeling your crown open here, allow some upper roots, some branches, some tendrils to start reaching out into the stars, into the heavens, into the cosmos. And feel yourself just intuitively drawn to those galaxies, to those star systems, to those planets where you have inhabited before. Where your soul family is from, where the material stardust that makes up your body was once in existence. Feeling yourself just connected here with all of the universe, rooting into the heart of the galactic mother and breathing in some of that cosmic source love, that universal love energy, that divine light that emanates from the source of all that is. Just allowing yourself here to be bathed in this divine cosmic light, letting this source love, this source power just begin to awash you. Taking a few breaths here, inviting your awareness to land in your heart space, in your center. Just coming back into awareness of yourself once again in this physical body, in this physical moment, but slightly altered from when we'd first landed, because now, you are deeply connected, both above and below. Yes, love that. So I invite you to maybe blink some light back into your eyes, maybe look around your space, find something that pleases you, maybe a piece of art, maybe it's a plant, maybe you just look at yourself, and just let yourself come back to this moment and notice, right? Like the shift in your presence after this landing, right? There's something really potent about presencing ourselves and claiming that sacred place that we inhabit between the great above and the great below, right? We are, as some will say, the bridge, right? Between, right, the kind of divine and the material, right? We are both human, both divine, right? And so we embody this both and, right? I'm presencing this card that came to my attention again before we gathered, which feels like the theme for this particular circle, right? Divinity. I know my true nature, right? May I always remember my true identity, unlimited light and love. Let me know myself as pure consciousness. Wake me from the sleepwalk of believing that I am only human. Yeah. Super powerful card, super powerful message, especially right now, right? There's so much happening on planet Earth that, frankly, can really make us forget about the inherent divinity within all of us and within all things. There's been this like predominant perception, honestly, since the rise of what we know as, Christianity, right? Of this idea, right, that like God is outside of ourselves, right? Like we are lone sinners and God is out here. And one day we will be saved, right? Super distilled, right? Super distilled. But there is this message, right? That like there's a separation between that which is godly and that which is human or man, right? There's even this perception that the material is somehow like debase, right? Like somehow like grotesque and inherently ungodly, right? In comparison to the divine. And, you know, we theoretically could argue all day, right? Because so much is just intuitive knowing, speculation, what do we feel is true, right? And so we can go back and forth forever about the nature of reality, right? Like humans have been postulating and predicting and discussing this for like ever. So it feels like, to me though, that, you know, it reminds me of another card that I recently pulled from the Mary Magdalene Oracle deck that says we exist in and with each other, right? This idea that we're not separate from each other, right? You know, that's a huge part of a lot of, you know, spiritual teachings, a lot of consciousness teachings, right? Is this idea that we are not separate, right? That we are one. And so part of what happens in our human form is that we forget, right? And then we remember again that like, oh, right, like I'm not separate from this universe, right? Like the universe is within me and it's also all around me, right? This feels like some of the paradox of being alive, right? Like this finding peace with the both and, right? Like coming to the realization that like, if this is true, right? Like the opposite is probably also could be true, right? Like, you know, the sun is setting here where I live in West Virginia right now. But on the other side of the globe, the sun is rising, right? At the exact same moment, right? Right now, in this present moment where we are, right? That is happening somewhere on Earth. The sun is setting and the sun is rising pretty much at every moment, right? You know, and on a side note, right? I remember listening to a podcast once where they were talking about the sound of the spheres, right? Like what are the unique sounds, the frequency, right, of each planet. And what is fascinating is that Earth sounds like birdsong. That Earth sounds like birdsong. Like how beautiful is that, right? Because like the birds are constantly meeting the dawn and singing to the dawn. And so at some point, all day long, 24 hours a day, 365, right? Like the sun is rising somewhere and the birds are serenading it. And the earth resonates with this frequency of bird sound. Like, whew, gives me chills. So I say that to say, right, like, this and that can be true. And so part of what our invitation, right, our curriculum here on this earth school in these human bodies, right, part of the invitation is to find peace within the paradox, right? Like I'm a being of physical form, but I'm also a being of spirit, of frequency, of energy, of light, of consciousness, right? And so to me, right, a lot of my own healing work, right, whether that is learning how to meditate or doing energy work or doing sound baths and all of the different things that we do to heal, like talking to therapists, right, doing group programs, all of these different things, for me at least, you know, much of it has been building my capacity to find peace within the paradox that is this existence, right? To find peace within the orderly chaos, right? Like all of our planets have an elliptical, have a path that they follow through the millennia. The Earth, you know, it changes slightly every now and then, right? Tilts and blah blah whatever, but like, you know, in this vast, like chaotic seeming universe, right? Like our planet has a path around the sun that it follows pretty consistently for a long time, right? So there's this invitation for us all to trust that amidst all of this fuckery, amidst all of the nonsense that we're witnessing, how can we come back into faith, into trust that like we're on the path, we're on our way. It's kind of messy right now, but like, can we keep having faith? Can we keep moving forward? You know? Yeah, that feels like just the biggest invitation right now is really trusting in the larger plan and not getting caught up in the stories that our human selves, what some may call the small selves, make, right? Like it's so easy to create a story where like we love the hero villain story, right? Like especially within the United States, right? Like our entertainment media system is obsessed with like fights between the dark and the light, and like, you know, like the hero has to triumph over the bad guy, right? And so it's natural that we would take that model and start applying it to the world. This guy's bad, they're evil, they don't deserve, right? And yet, right, like as long as we keep kind of deciding that other people don't belong, right? There are also going to be people who are deciding that we don't belong, and we're just stuck in this exact same circumstance, right? There has to come a point when we are able or willing to accept people as they are and forgive them, right? Forgive them for whatever they've done, forgive them for whatever they've done, forgive ourselves maybe for judging them, right? But like, and then be able to see the good in them, right? Or like see that like they are not separate from us, right? I think that is one of the big kind of illusions that is being broken right now, right? Is this idea of separation, right? And how I know it's being broken, right, is that collectively we're gripping to it harder than ever, right? And I feel like whenever we're about to kind of go through a breakthrough, there can be those moments when the thing becomes really apparent and it becomes really uncomfortable, because that's what is going to get us to change, right? Like if we don't look at it and it's not uncomfortable, then we'll just endure it and we'll just be like, that's just how life is. And like, we just have to get used to it, right? But like, no, that's not how life has to be, right? Like we can change it if we, right, are able to start interacting with ourselves and each other from that place of recognizing that in each other we find ourselves, right? That we are all, right? Like I'm sitting here like I'm a divine being of light, like, you know, like, and I'm not treating other people like they're divine beings of light, right? Or I'm like, well, I'm a higher vibration than them, right? Like that's separation consciousness. That's not elevatedness. That's not awakenedness. That's not like higher consciousness. That is the same fucking shit. It's called separation consciousness, right? And so really, right, this is the time for reunification, right? For us to come back into right relationship with all of our different paradoxical, right, parts, and have that like unified self that's able to embody, right, like 100% human, 100% divine, 100% feminine, 100% masculine, 100% androgynous, right? 100% whole, right? There's this piece of like, almost like, you know, whatever. I was going to say obsession with trying to be like, this is the me, this is the not me. This is the me, this is the not me, right? This is us and this is them, right? Here's how I'm going to differentiate myself from them. And then all of my life becomes me trying to prove that I'm not them, right? Like me trying to make sure that everyone don't mistake me for them. You know what I mean? And then how I dress, how I talk, where I go, what I wear, right? Like this is a thing. This is a pattern within our society, right? This fear of being seen as them, and so contorting ourselves into whatever we think the us is, right? And really, if we want to create what people are talking about, this like new earth, right? Like a better way of being, then we can't bring that bullshit into it, right? We can't bring that separation into it. This I'm better than you, right? Like that's the same thing that we've been living in, right? It just is painted like iridescent and there's crystals, you know? So, okay, going on a little rant there. But I say all that to say, right? What we're going to do here, so we're going to move into the sound healing, right? But this I can feel is a sound healing that is about the unification. Yeah, the unification, but also like just it feels like there's a lot of this separation programming that needs to be unplugged from our genetics, from our ancestral lineages, from our fucking DNA, from our bones, from the fucking air we breathe, right? Like separation consciousness has really taken root in the psyche of the human family. And so, yeah, that's what I feel we're going to do today is do some work around really unplugging and releasing that programming so that we can come back in to that unified self, right? And not, you know, so that, you know, there's like kumbaya all the time, right? Because like, even if I am seeing you in your divinity, like we can still have disagreements, right? Like we can still have discourse and challenge each other, right? Like one of the lies in our culture is that conflict is inherently evil, right? Because there's some forms of conflict that deepen relationships, right? That bring us closer together because we fucking went there together, right? We didn't avoid it, right? We didn't pull back. We didn't shy away. We like got in it together, and now we're more in love with each other. Now we're more trusting of each other. Now we have more faith. We understand each other more because we were able to move through the friction, right? I have a teacher who used to remind me, you know, that like that kind of contraction, right? That is literally how life is born, right? That friction, that kind of like, you know, that is literally what birth is, right? And so there's this invitation to just come back into the way in which that discomfort, that pressure, right, is actually a part of evolution and part of the birth process and part of getting where the F we want to go. Let me see if anything else wants to be said before we drop in to the breath work. Yeah. So I also just want to say, right, if any kind of like self-criticism or self-judgment or any of that kind of like, oh no, like I have been doing that, like, oh my God, you know, let's just let that shit go, right? Like this is the tea that we were seeped in, and now we're just cleansing ourselves, right? Like we have been seeped in the tea of separation. We knew nothing else, and now we do. And we have an opportunity to be more than what we used to be, right? To expand beyond the container, the limitations, the viewpoints that we were originally given, right? Oh, yeah. So just like shake out, you know, I've said a lot, shake out. But I'm going to invite you to get really comfortable here. I find laying down feels really good. But maybe you want to sit. Trust yourself and know that in the middle of the practice, if your body's like, fuck it, I need to lay down, then do that, right? Like you get to change every single moment. There is nothing that is set in stone. So if you want to move your position or reposition, get it. Full permission. Oof. Okay. Yeah. Oof. Yeah. So start getting comfortable. Just taking some breaths into your body. Just starting to sink in, letting yourself be held. There is nothing else that you need to do. spirits, and our ancestors. Blood of our blood, blood of our choosing, of the highest light. Inviting in these divine ones to circle around this sacred space and help hold this healing container. Yeah. Just begin to really sink in here. Allowing yourself to just take some steady breaths in and out. In and out. Letting yourself sound, if that feels good. Yeah. Just really gonna invite you to sink in to the own rhythm of your breath. Feeling your body expand and contract. Oh, really letting yourself be breathed here. Yeah. Ooh, that's right. Breathing in, breathing out. And as you continue to allow that steady rhythm of your breath to just wash over you, your guides are beginning to just remove anything from your physical body, from your energy body, from any parts of you, anything that is tied into this separation consciousness. Just letting that be removed effortlessly. You don't have to do anything. They are gleefully taking it from you. I can feel a manta ray here coming in to just gobble up all of that residual separation consciousness. Thank you, manta ray. Oh, yeah. Yes. Yes. Allow it to be removed. It doesn't need to be here. It doesn't belong to you. It's not serving you. It can go. It can go. It can go. Yeah. Maybe bringing some gentle shaking to your body. Maybe brushing off your body. Just feeling yourself cleansed here. Feeling yourself cleansed here. Your team is going deep on a cellular level to really extract anything that's connected to this distorted separation, anything that's keeping you And as all that's being released from your body, dolphin spirit is here to help enliven you, to fill you with the playful knowing of our unity, of our oneness, of our connection. Dolphin is here, it's like playfully squirting you with seawater. And feel this ocean water delivered by dolphin, just reigniting, reawakening, reattuning you to oneness, to unity. There's no efforting you need to do here. It's just an allowing. Continue breathing, continue breathing. And your ancestors. Your ancestors are here. Ancient wise ones in your lineage who lived in alignment with this unity consciousness. And they're awakening within you that cellular memory of unity. They're awakening within you your connection to those bloodlines that lived in unity, in full awareness of our deep connection, that all of us are part of a family, right? Yeah. Yeah, awakening within you. On a cellular level. Yeah. You are a descendant of beings who lived in this unity consciousness. Allowing that story that it has always been this way to dissolve. That story that we've never known anything but this to dissolve. That's a lie. That's a lie. Things have always been changing. Things have always been evolving. Time is so much bigger than this 2,000, 4,000, 10,000, 20,000 year human story, right? Time is so much bigger than us. And so we can hold space for the fact that it has not always been this way and it will not always be this way. And so we can release this today, now, fully released, completely, effortlessly, easily. Ooh, yes. Yes, 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 yes. That's it. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Release it. Ooh, release it. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Oh, and as all this is being released, allowing these new ancient seeds of collective consciousness, unity consciousness, oneness consciousness to come online, to take up space, to awaken within you. oneness. Yep. Earth, my body, water, my blood, air, my breath, and fire, my spirit. Earth, my body, water, my blood, air, my breath, and fire, my spirit. Earth, my body, water, my blood, air, my breath, and fire, my spirit. Breathing in to this ancient knowing that you are star stuff, that your body is a part of this grand universe, that you are not separate from all of life, but a part of it. Universe within, universe without, universe all around. Yeah. And calling in safety here, calling in a feeling of safety and security with this vast awareness of our interconnectedness. Calling in a feeling of peace. Allow me to be at peace with this oneness. Allow me to feel at peace with my connection to all of life. Take from me this judgment that keeps me separate and seemingly alone. Awaken me from this sleepwalk of separation. Align me with the truth of who I am. Light, love, divine, human. Sanali, ikona kala makana, ikono kana, ikala kila, ukono kana kali, ukula kana kula ka, kikana kukana, ikala kona kakala kala ku kakana, ikala sana kana, ikolo kala sana, ukulo kana kila. Akana kio kula, ikasi kona, ikola makani kokala, ikokana kana kola ikolo kana. Feeling the light that is you begin to shine brighter. This sacred light within you shining brighter and brighter, burning away any residual separation consciousness that still exists anywhere within you. Allowing your own inner light to just finalize this clearing. And with the separation consciousness completely removed from your being, your light begins to attune you to your true essence, to the truth of who you are. Yeah. The truth of who you are. Light, love, divine, human. And I will drum over you to just seal all of this in. Feel free to shake or stretch as I drum, or stay still if that feels good. Really taking your time here. Taking your time to come back into presence. Moving your body. Touching your body. Stretching your body. Shaking your body. Really letting yourself come back fully to this present moment. Trusting that you received exactly what was meant for you. Trusting that this healing will continue to work on you over the next few sleep cycles. So giving yourself some grace here to move differently, to interact differently, to do things in a new way, right? In many ways, you've been reprogrammed. The consciousness of separation has been fully removed from you. And so there might be some growing pains as you reintegrate into your life where maybe separation consciousness still exists, right? And that's okay, right? Like, again, right? This is the paradox of life. It's not an all or nothing. There is no like perfect whatever, right? Like this practice of saying, oh wow, I can notice all around me people are viewing the world through a lens of separation. And that might be true for them, but that's not true for me anymore. That's not true for me anymore. And so I don't have to pretend like it's true to find belonging, right? I don't have to convince myself it's true because so many other people believe it, right? I can just simply state, thanks, Louise Hay, That might be true for them, but that is not true for me, right? That might be true for them, but that is not true for me, right? And so I invite you to just get curious over the next few days after this healing. And again, feel free to listen to the healing again if that feels supportive to you. But just begin to notice, right? Maybe you will start to see things through new eyes, right? Maybe that coworker who's always felt so different from you, so not, in your world, right? All of a sudden, when you see them not through eyes of separation, but through eyes of unity and oneness, maybe all of a sudden your relationship to them, the way you relate to them will change. And that's okay. That's good, actually, right? Ooh, so just really giving yourself permission here to be different and to celebrate that, right? Because you are changed. And when we change, things change. Yeah, when we change, things change. So that's okay, right? Yeah. If anyone wants to share how that was, I'd love to hear in the comments or in the chat or whatever. If not, that's totally cool too. Yeah, these healings, these sound healings, right? Like they really invite our kind of conscious self to kind of like chill for a second so that the frequencies can like work on that like deeper level. And so if you fell asleep, it's totally fine. If you don't really remember what happened, that's totally fine, right? Yeah. Just trust, again, like I said, that you received exactly what you were meant to receive in this moment. Yeah. All right, my darlings. Well, no one has anything they want to share. I'm going to invite all of us to, we'll come towards a close. So I invite you to, if it feels good, just let your eyes close. Just bring your awareness back to yourself, back to your inner world. And as you reconnect with yourself here, maybe take note of any shifts you may have experienced from when we first started to now. Any shifts in how you're experiencing yourself, and any shifts in how you're experiencing this moment. Just letting yourself